The post office is one of the few federal institutions explicitly established by the Constitution. The founders saw it as a core function of the federal government, one of the few that they believe Washington should handle. In recent years, the post office has consistently failed, though, to meet its basic obligation, delivering mail on time. It's one of the most common sources of complaints that I hear from my constituents back in the 4th Congressional District of the great state of Missouri. Rural Americans in particular are being left behind, waiting days or even weeks for letters and packages to arrive. A small business in my district called Cackle Hatchery is one of the few remaining hobby hatcheries of chickens in the United States, and they rely on the United States Postal Service to deliver these live chickens that have a lifespan in the mail of about 5 days. The problem is they're not getting there. The chicks end up dead, the insurance is not covering it, and they're losing $40,000 a month. Cackle Hatchery raises and mails those chicks to make a living for themselves and to offer these chicks that grow up to be chickens that, you know, the price of eggs these days, we need laying chickens. Well, another constituent has told me that due to delays in receiving their paycheck, they face having their electricity and heat shut off due to overdue bills. They want to pay the bills, but it's not getting to the people, the utility companies. Delays like this are why I was proud to introduce the Pony Up Act alongside Congressman Graves and Congressman Cleaver, a bipartisan bill to force the post office to compensate constituents for any late fees due to late delivery of bills. Ms. Hall, thank you so much for being here. We had a great discussion before this committee hearing began. Do you think the Pony Up Act or similar legislation would help incentivize the post office to deliver mail to rural Americans on time?
I haven't analyzed the bill in depth, but I do believe that work to put attention on this area and to really push the Postal Service to deliver on time would be a good thing. I'm very interested in the business that you spoke of that ships baby chicks. We're in the middle of doing an audit right now on the shipment of the Postal Service, and because we call it shipment of lives
right.
in the mail. And so we've never looked at that as part of our OIG work. And so we thought that would be a really good area for us to look at, because the Postal Service is the only logistics entity that ships baby chicks, things like that in the mail. So that I'm not sure we've spoken with your constituent. We've spoken to others in the business, so maybe we could reach out to you and talk with them about their experience.
I will facilitate that for you, and love for you to come down and visit. It's a great operation there in our district. I'm going to move off my scripted questions. Sorry to the staff on that, but you and I were talking. What problems has Amazon posed for you in delivering U.S. mail? The added increase in Amazon deliveries, even on Sunday, by U.S. postal carriers?
Yeah, I'm not sure I can answer that question effectively, because as we do oversight of the Postal Service. So, but we've seen Amazon is a customer of the Postal Service, and in some areas where unanticipated deliveries have come into the system, it's caused problems. We did some work in Minnesota a year or so ago and found some problems there, but I wouldn't be able to answer broadly on that.
We talked briefly about the problems at the Kansas City Distribution Center. Part of the problem was the returns of Amazon, which stacked up and is causing chaos in this huge distribution center and affecting people all over that region of Missouri.
Exactly. Returns have been a problem, Amazon returns, particularly in locations where they consolidate the returns, and Kansas City is in one of those, and we've seen problems related to both just the congestion and also the challenges with employees potentially stealing from the returns that come in.
I have 10 seconds left, basically. I highly encourage the Postal Service to get its workforce straightened out, its hiring practices. I visited with a postmaster there in my district. This person was in tears because the hiring practices, it's done over the internet. They hire people, they come in for the job. It's not what they thought it was going to be, and they can't retain anyone. I think that's part of the issue. With that, I yield back, sir.
Thank you, sir. Since there seems to be